Okay, take 3. Don't say those words anymore. This is George Taylor from Entracte Audio in Toronto. Markham, not Toronto. Markham. Coming down to see me and pick up this amp. The other amp too.
I'm afraid to say anything now.
Well, we can turn it off.
I don't know what's coming out of my potty mouth. This is a really unique piece of equipment, and the video today is not so much. It's either part 3 or part 4 in a series of videos actually that we're doing about power supply improvements, power supply supplements, what's available for what. But this is a really cool. This is. I mean, I thought we should mention this. This is now called. This used to be called an ELD BD integrated amplifier.
Yeah, used to.
Yep, used to be, and it was Class D output stage with about what 300 watts per channel into 8 ohms. Oh, look at that! Look at me remembering things. Unfortunately, the output stages failed, and they are not available to replace. So we took this on. I bought this chassis.
Yeah, bought the whole amp, not the chassis.
Bought the whole amp, but really we were interested in the chassis. And the tube. And we were able to turn this into something pretty special. It's now called an ELD AB. It's got a Class AB output stage with about 130 watts per channel into 8 ohms.
Yeah, 130 watt channel into 8 ohms, 200 watts into 4 ohms.
Yeah, which oddly enough is every bit as powerful, and has a lot more finesse and nuance than it did as a Class D
That's
amplifier.
another video to discuss, and that's controversial in audiophile terms. So I don't have to rate it differently for YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. Controversial.
Oh, maybe I do. It's controversial. Class AB versus Class D.
Oh, it's not.
Man.
It's not controversial to me. Anyway, moving on. So, some really neat features on this, but the coolest feature that we added into it was that we have turned this into an amplifier with a variable tube input stage and a variable solid state input stage. Now, we've talked about this amplifier before. I've had a chance to listen to it a little bit since we first talked about it. This is a beast. It's a great amplifier. It's not good. It's great. But the reason we're talking about it today is that because we did this to it, because we, did the tube gate adjustable
instead of like just a switch in and out.
Since we did that, and because we did this, it has ramifications on how we can upgrade it later on. So essentially what we've done is we've taken, and now another thing about this is managing expectations, right? Like we've taken an amplifier. I'm going to use Pokemon terms. If you have children, if you have ever had children, if you had children in the last quarter of a century, you're probably fluent in Pokemon. And if you're not, I apologize. Email me and I'll come up with some other more applicable terms that you'll understand.
You apologize to me. I'm not going to email you. I don't have children in the last 25 years.
Yeah, but oddly enough, you are fluent in Pokemon terms.
Am I?
No, you'll know enough.
All right.
Do you know who Pikachu is?
No.
Yes, you do. Anyway, this amplifier was a Charizard. When it was the ELD BD, it was a Charizard. So what we did is we gutted it, frankly, except for a few important things. And some of the things we gutted, like the power supply, we took and put in an external power supply, which I would show you, but we don't have enough room here, and it's not really important for the moment. So it was a Charizard, okay? Now this is lesson number 1. If you have a Charizard, okay, you can't turn it into a Squirtle. Got it? It's going to be some form of a Charizard. You can't make a Squirtle or a Butterfree or a Pikachu or Mew or Mewtwo or any of those things. It is a Charizard and kind of will always be a Charizard. But we have turned this into an Ultra Mega. What's the one after Charizard?
I have no idea.
It's Charmander. We have taken this and turned it into a Charmander. It's an Ultra Mega Charmander, as a matter of fact, because it's got adjustable tube, it's got adjustable solid state, it's got a way better power output stage, and we've managed to fit it all into this chassis, which is a Charizard chassis. But now we have evolved it. Okay, so we now have Super Mega Charmander. Okay, but wait, there's more, and this is the point of the video.
I'm taking the camera
on the back.
The close up.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Again, those motion sickness sensitive people, be careful.
Yeah.
I'm taking the car.
Close your eyes for 10 seconds. Okay. We'll talk to our lead gaffer about all the movement. Okay. Now, on the back, the back is fairly simple. I mean, as you see, it's still got 3 RCA inputs. Okay. We have a preamp output.
Now, one more thing I want to show this. I only show the upside down numbers. I want to show the right side up numbers. And the upside down numbers, when I did it like many years ago, is because when you reach over from the front, did you notice all the numbers are always upside down when you reach over the front? So I put the upside down numbers, and 2 negative is positive. So you're actually reading the number right side up when you reach from the front to the back.
Which actually was a super handy feature.
I was not the only one, and the first one did it.
No, and look, here it is on the main output again, right?
Yeah, I was not the first one did it.
Nope.
I can't remember exact the other company name right now, but I admit that I am not the first one to do it.
So anyway, upside, right side up and upside down, we have 3 RCA inputs. We have 2 preamplifier outputs. Okay, also RCA. We have speaker terminals left and right. And we have a ground lift switch, okay? But the point of the video is we also have, and we're going to ignore the tape in and out, because we also have an FCF jack for the output stage. We have the T1 jack for the tube input stage. And we have the SP capacitor pack jack for the solid state input stage. All right. Now, this is where things get a little bit complicated, because we talked again about what in the first video we talked about a preamplifier and line level components and what upgrade was appropriate in terms of power supply for that device. For this device, it's an integrated amplifier. So the FCF jack is for the output stage. All right, and this is something that we can put on. This is something that's not necessarily just for Angela-Gilbert Young or Blue Circle products. This is something we can do to some other things, not everything, but we can put an FCF jack in a lot of different things and upgrade the output stage of a power amplifier. So that's what this is for. This is for the output stage. This is for the power amplifier section of this particular integrated amplifier. Okay, and that's why it's complicated, because we've got a few things going on in here. Now, over here, we've got the SP capacitor pack jack, okay, and that is going to upgrade the solid state section of the input stage. Okay, so it's line level, and this is a little bit proprietary. Actually, no, it's totally proprietary. This we can only really do for either Blue Circle or Angela-Gilbert Young products, unless you've got a line level device that runs on exactly the same voltage. Otherwise, it can't be done. Okay? And then this is the tricky one. This is the one that we got to be careful of. This is the T1 jack. This is for the tube input stage. Now, I'd like you to explain exactly why we got to be careful with this one. These ones can be hot swap, plug and play easily. This one, not so much. This one can make things go bang, correct?
Yeah, even the other one, I would not recommend a hot swap unless you really know the procedure.
Yeah.
Then you can do a hot swap for A/B comparison, but
yeah.
I personally would not recommend anybody do it at home.
Yeah.
But for dealers or people that actually know the exact procedure, which is not that many, then they can do the A/B comparison. But the T1 jack, it's not suitable for do A/B comparison.
No.
Except one person on earth, and you probably know who that is.
Yeah.
And because the voltage is too high for tube, and if the voltage potential between the internal and the external cap reach a certain point, it will act like a short and spark and damage those connectors. So that's the reason that you don't want to hot swap just about anything if you don't know exactly know the voltage potential between the 2 points. And the FCF and the SP capacs are lower voltage. It's safer. Not exactly safe, but safer. But when you plug everything in before you turn on the amp, then it's completely safe.
Okay. And that, by the way, is why it took so long to convince Angela-Gilbert to put T1 jacks on these, because there is a safety factor. You have to be very careful doing this. It has to be plugged in. If you plug it in, no problem. Just like and this is
plug in and stay plugged.
Plug in and stay plugged. Yeah, not in and out. Just plug it in, leave it in, everything's good. Like no problem. But high voltage here, so you got to be.
I did have hesitated to do it for a long time because I don't know who's going to use it.
That's right. You don't know who you can trust to plug it to follow instructions. And the instructions are very simple. Plug it in, leave it in. Don't mess around with it.
Yep. And then if it's unpluggable, the human have a tendency to play with it.
Yep. So now the thing is, we're getting a little bit away from the video here. So let's drag ourselves back here. So what we have for this now, if you could turn this into a ultra something or other, super mega Charmander.
Oh, you run out of Pokemon name.
I've run out of Charmander's the Pokemon name. I've run out of adjectives. I'm running out of adjectives. But basically, we've taken a chassis that was kind of dead, and using these 3 jacks, we can actually turn this into an i810 integrated amplifier. Or we can, if you make the external power supply stuff big enough, you can turn it into. You can take it beyond an i810. There's no need to do it. I mean, as is, it's a fantastic sounding amplifier. It's really good. It was a. I mean, we knew it was going to be good, but it's really good. So.
No, I didn't know how good it was. You know.
I know. Okay. Well, yeah, but who trusts me? Well, you should trust me because I know what I'm talking about.
I trust you.
Yeah.
You don't. You should not trust me.
Yeah. Anyway, so here are our possibilities for this. This is a more complex upgrade than just an SP cap pack or just an FCF. Again, there are going to be other videos in this series, and this is probably not the video to watch first.
It'll be part 2. Don't worry.
Oh, don't make it part 2. We got to do something before we do this. It's got to be like part 4, 3, something else.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. You know what? It comes out when it comes out. Whatever. Anyway, so hopefully we're doing a good job of explaining what particular power supply supplements work with in what particular situations with what particular gear, but it's never going to be clear enough for everybody. So please, if you've got questions, if you have thoughts, if you want to know why I'm talking about Pokemon, contact us, email, comment, do whatever you need to do. Get in touch with us, and we're happy to answer questions.
Yeah, you do reply comments if I send it to you.
I do reply to comments if you send them to me.
Yeah.
But the problem is I never know when there's comments being made because it's not my video, it's your video.
Yeah, I'll get notification if I don't know how to answer those Pokemon comments. You do it.
Fair enough. Anyway, take care. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you learned, if anything else, not how to blow something up.
If you haven't learned anything the first time, you can rewind.
Oh, well, there you go. Or ask questions. Anyway, see you later.
Bye.